Hello, everyone. Welcome into post-show headlines. I don't know why we're doing a second take here. I started the last video saying, Dylan, that's a nice shirt. Dylan's wearing a nice shirt there.
Dylan is wearing a nice shirt. It might be school picture day.
In an industry where,
Well, you never know what it's going to be. I wanted to wear something bright and red because the Fightins are the best record in baseball.
Hell yeah, that's why I wore my Phillies hoodie today.
Well, best record in the National League.
That's true. Post-show headlines, 5 topics, 2 minutes each. Today is a day where we have more non-sports stuff.
Yes.
So I made sure to start with a sports question just so that we can hit the quota of sports. Like, subscribe, everything on our YouTube page. We appreciate all of you. We've been seeing some more buzz with post-show headlines. So
it's good.
Keep it up. We appreciate it. All right, question number 1. So yesterday, the big news was that Nick Sirianni got his contract extension. We obviously talked about it all day this morning on Kincade and Salciunas. Let me ask you this. Go back to year 1, from the time the press conference happened to the time the season ended. Are you surprised Sirianni got an extension? Are you surprised that Nick Sirianni got a second contract?
No. I'm not surprised to get a second contract. But I'm very surprised at the tumultuous tenure of Nick Sirianni.
And again, to make the question clear, I'm not saying, are you surprised that he got one yesterday after winning a Super Bowl? No. I'm saying when they first hired him, did you think this is going to be a guy that's going to be here for a long time?
Oh, no.
That's the question.
No. But I didn't think it was going to be total buffoonery. I came in the Monday after his introductory press conference, which was the disaster on Zoom.
It was a bad press conference, yeah.
And I came in and I read quotes about how bad the press conference was. And when I got done reading all the quotes, I said, well, everybody, these were quotes from the press about Andy Reid's introductory press conference.
Right.
Because I was saying it didn't mean anything for Andy Reid, so it doesn't mean anything for Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni has eclipsed Andy Reid as Eagles coach. Nick Sirianni's the greatest Eagles coach ever.
He did something that Andy couldn't do. He won
the Super Bowl. But I've got to tell you is that it's an exhausting ride sometimes.
Yeah, look, so when they first hired him, going back to that press conference, I was on the air. The press conference happened midday, so I was doing middays at the time. And people that I was working around were all saying he's not going to make it because of that press conference. And I was like, are we really basing his future tenure off of an introductory press conference? Let's not do that.
But it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad, but I wasn't all of a sudden saying he was going to be a bad coach. My thing that I was worried about was a puppet, right? Here's a guy that nobody's heard of. No team was like Patullo. Nobody was interviewing Nick Sirianni.
No, nobody had ever requested an interview.
So I was worried that they were just hiring a puppet to kind of continue what the Eagles had been doing.
They did.
But look.
They did.
They did, but it's worked out.
It has, but they did.
No,
that's what they want to do.
Yeah, they want to
hire a guy that allows them to have too much say. Guess what? It works. So
for them, it works.
For them, if it works, it works.
So congratulations to Nick Sirianni, Super Bowl champion, and getting the extension. All right. The rest of our 4 questions today are out of left field. I think. I don't know. I don't know your questions, but you said they're all life questions.
Yeah, very sort of left field questions. A lot of them.
Okay. What do you got? You go first.
You were talking about Taco Fall earlier.
Yes.
An incredibly tall individual that you saw down at the Sixers Chase facility.
Yeah, the
Blue Coats facility. Yeah. Okay, so you were that day. You were just amazed. You're people watching.
Just watching them walk.
Okay.
Past me, yeah.
Where are the best places to people watch? And where do you find yourself people watching?
Jersey Shore. And it's nothing to do with...
Are you talking about being on the beach?
Yeah, beach, boardwalk. Like you see... Because everybody goes there.
Okay.
So it's not just, when you look at the girls in the bikinis. Like, no, everybody from...
Why do you imitate Dylan's voice like that?
Everybody goes to the Jersey Shore.
Yes.
Every walk of life, every race, every ethnicity.
See, I was going to say boardwalk.
Well, yeah, but it's both the beach and the boardwalk. You're going to see so many different people. It's a melting pot. The Jersey Shore from late May until end of August is a melting pot of people. So you have so much that you can see. I'm not really a people watcher at bars because people get drunk and
I don't like to people watch at bars.
I don't need to do that. What about you?
Love the boardwalk.
Yes.
You were saying, when you say Jersey Shore, for me it's specifically, I love walking the boardwalk and I love watching people. I like sitting on a bench on the boardwalk.
How people parent their kids.
Watching people. Love watching people walk by and everything like that. I I enjoy
Airport.
Airport's the best.
Because I
That's
like, where are you flying? Like, how many times have you sat at a bar at the airport and you just talk to the person next to you? Like, where are you flying to? What brings you out there? I love those.
Now, me, who could talk.
Yeah, but you're on a plane. I'm saying the airport
No.
bar.
I'm talking about airport bar. First off, I'm not a big airport bar person.
Yeah.
But even in the airport lounge, which is where we'll go before we go to Tampa, we got a great airport lounge. It's awesome.
Nice.
It's great. Free beer too.
Nice. I like free beer.
And I don't tend to talk at the bar, but I love to people watch.
You know what? I sat at the bar once. Me and Vito, we were flying down to Clearwater, and I'm just sitting next to this guy, and we start to talking. He ends up knowing Vito's brother.
Okay.
And he worked in aerospace engineering and knew one of my friends.
Wait a minute.
Like, it was just such a...
Somebody related to Vito works in aerospace engineering?
A friend of Vito's brother.
That would shock me.
Yeah. But it's amazing. Like, that's why I love talking to people at the airport bar, because we were flying to two totally different places. The guy didn't even live here anymore. He was just here for a meeting.
Right.
It was unbelievable.
That's a concept I had for a talk show once.
What?
Is a airport bar
there you go.
talk show.
Love that.
That you had cameras and people just sat down.
Where are you traveling to? Where are you traveling from? Why?
And you talked about topics of the day.
Yeah.
And you had people come in and sit in.
I actually love that. I love that.
Isn't that a good concept?
Yeah, a lot of security details.
There you go.
I'll take one here.
All right.
The other day, I was at ShopRite. And somebody...
My mom loved ShopRite.
I'm a big ShopRite guy. Somebody must have been...
right? Is that the can?
Yes. I'm going to guess somebody was buying something last minute because they were very dressed up.
Okay.
And they were maybe heading to a party. I think it was right around Mother's Day, too.
Okay.
So maybe they were doing something. But the guy was dressed in the nines and had the Michael Kors belt.
Really?
Like the cowboy belt. Like, when you think of a cowboy belt buckle,
okay,
that big.
Okay.
So before somebody goes, what were you doing looking down
Tacky.
there? Hard to miss.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was like this big. I'm somebody that you will never see go out of my way to buy something like for a belt.
I'm glad you don't.
I can buy a belt for $5.
I'm glad
and it's going to keep my pants up.
Right.
Just like the Michael Kors belt.
I'm glad you don't buy that.
Is there anything that you do? Like, I am a Nike loyalist with sneakers. Every once in a while I'll wear Asics because I like to run a lot, but like, I'm most comfortable in Nike. But like, I'm not going out of my way. I'm going to Dick's Sporting Goods. It's not like I'm going to a Michael Kors outlet. Is there any bit of clothing that you are loyal to?
Oh, clothing? Oh, well, I mean, I like Under Armour stuff. Like, I like Under Armour.
Yeah, so you'll pay more for Under Armour than for an
off-brand. But I am the outlet king.
Oh yeah,
I love going to the outlets is one of my favorite.
That's true.
Like, day trips. Okay, we're going to the outlets. I love, and I might spend $200-$300 at the outlets because I'll do it a couple times a year.
Yeah, and
get stuff at the outlet. I'm an Under Armour loyalist. I love Lucky jeans. Every pair of jeans that I have is Lucky brand.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's like, it seems like someone just put soft baby cotton on my hiney.
What?
I love it. It's
nice.
Absolutely nice. So I like those a lot.
See, I'm not really a brand loyalist.
Lucky is absolutely. There's certain stuff I can't wear Calvin Klein. Calvin Klein too tight in the thighs, too tight in the thighs, too tight in the upper body. They're not built. Anybody with like a barrel chest or anything, not built for.
All right, here you go. I think this is the belt he was wearing.
Okay,
big M&K.
Okay, by the way,
$60. I can buy a belt
that's
for
not dressed
$5.
to the nines, by the way.
No, he was well dressed everywhere else. But like that
terrible.
Was a let
terrible.
Me show off my Michael Kors belt
terrible.
For $60.
Wow, that's terrible.
I could get a shoestring and keep my pants up.
That's awful.
All right, you got two more for us.
Okay. What is the oldest person advice that you follow? It was interesting. We watched a thing yesterday. There's advice, things you do in life that you learned from people. Maybe you learned from your parents. Maybe you learned from your grandparents. Maybe you think things that you do, that you do them because you were taught them. And
the golden rule, treat others the way you would like to be treated.
Who taught you that?
School. They had a big banner in my elementary school.
Okay, so you learned that in
right outside of the gym. Think
of your grandparents. Did your grandparents teach you anything that you say every day that you indoctrinate? Because it's all this thing is that they say kids today
are
not learning things from their
All
grandparents.
right, I won't say that they taught me any morals, but they obviously taught me my appreciation for my heritage.
Okay, well, that's a huge one,
which
though.
I think is a big deal.
But though they say like even
all right, my dad gave me like the words of advice, and hello, here I am doing this job. He gave me the words of advice when I was in high school. I was like a junior and senior, and I've told you I was not a good kid. All right, like I was not a good kid.
Troublesome.
I turned my life a little bit, not totally around, but like I turned my life a little bit. My dad at one point said to me, when you get older, find a job that you love because you'll never work a day in your life. Like he gave me that spiel. Somebody has that probably on a sign at Target, right? Find a job you love because you'll never work a day in your life. And I was going to school for video editing because I liked doing it. I was good at it. I had a great program at my high school where we had better equipment than some colleges I toured.
Right.
But I didn't love doing it. I was just good at it.
Right.
And then I was like, dude, I love sports. Why would I not go
do
through
something?
This? Now, obviously, there's tough times. You make no money for a long time. Right. But like, I loved doing it every day. I came into work.
Why are you looking at Dylan when you say that?
I didn't do that. I come to work every day loving what I do.
Right.
And that's, again, my dad saying that to me, hell, 13 years ago now, 14 years ago, that really stuck with me.
I find that being raised by parents that were born and lived through the stock market crash and the Great Depression, that my mom would say not spend money or save money on things, and I'd go, what do you do? Like, why are you save money on that? And she goes, why are you spending money on that?
Yeah. And
I find myself now going, ooh, like I think about things like that. And when I go to be wasteful of things, I go, oh, don't be wasteful.
Oh yeah, finish the food. Finish the food in your plate.
Oh no,
is one that I grew up with because my parents did not necessarily have as much food.
And you don't want to waste food.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate leftovers too. I'm the worst leftovers person. I love leftovers. Oh, you would have loved my mom's.
Makes my life easy.
My mom's refrigerator.
I eat it was cold right out of the fridge.
My mom's fridge was full of leftovers. My brother's fridge full of leftovers. Our fridge, never a leftover.
Love leftovers.
We send them with everybody. All right, last thing.
Yes.
This was an interesting discussion in our home. Sometimes I like to plan way in advance for things, and I buy stuff, but sometimes then I will put it somewhere, so I hide it.
Correct.
And then I can't find it.
Okay.
Where I hid it.
Okay.
Do you hide stuff in your house? Because my wife goes, part of the key, John, is when you buy something in advance, is that you then remember where you put it.
Yeah.
I sometimes buy stuff and then I hide it so someone won't find it, and then I can't find it myself. Yeah. Do you hide stuff in your house?
If I do, I'll tell my wife where it is, don't look, and she will respect it.
So you'll say...
So during the holidays just this past Christmas, I hid it in my closet.
Okay.
We both have our own closets in our our bedroom. I put all of her gifts
in your closet.
In the closet.
You just say, stay out of the closet.
I said, listen, honey, your Christmas gifts are in the closet. They're not wrapped up yet. Please don't go in there. And she'll respect it, and she won't go in. You have to be able to trust the partner.
I don't know that I trust either one, my wife or my daughter, when she's home. I don't trust this.
No.
She has sneak. We raised a sneak. Like I believe she absolutely would go through looking for stuff. My wife has, and buy this one good one for you. I saved this one for you. Her Christmas presents and birthday presents are wrapped for Olivia because she's a sneak.
Wrapped?
They're wrapped. They are wrapped because she knew she's coming home in the summer to spend weekends at home when she comes home. That way she knows, because she knows that she'll go down into the air and she thinks she'll look and see what she got.
Oh my.
Because she knows her mother's already got stuff. By the way, she's done, except for gift cards. She's done. Because she's going to have her own apartment and stuff. So she's getting her first things in life.
Okay, you're acting like the apartment's the reason why. You did it last year and the year before that.
No. We've never been done before Memorial Day for her. But you're going to
celebrate Christmas in July at this point.
You know what? Christmas in July was always fun. At the Bahia Cabana down in Fort Lauderdale, they always did that. Santa Claus would come. We'd be down there. Santa Claus would come and sit by the pool in Fort Lauderdale, get your pictures taken. Christmas in July down at the Deauville, too, I think they do it. It's great too. It's a great event.
I have no interest.
You don't do any of that stuff.
No interest in it.
Like and subscribe. Have an interest in that.
Oh wait, why Christmas in July? It's not even the midway point.
No, it's just
June and Christmas in June makes more sense.
No, Christmas in July is a thing.
But it makes more sense. Christmas in June.
And at the Jersey Shore, they do it. I think they do it at the Ocean Dive.
I know they have the Christmas shop on the Ocean City Boardwalk. I know all
do
about
you go to it.
No,
you don't go to it
because I'm there for the beach, not for Santa.
My gosh.
All right.
Bah humbug.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. We'll be back at it tomorrow on The Fanatic. Hey, guys. Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And, of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.